So first off, I want to thank A Brief Intermission for giving the suggestion to cover this video topic on burnout. I want to first acknowledge that it is okay. I'm talking to you specifically. It is okay. Obviously, I'm not saying that the situation is great and it is okay to be burnt out. You definitely don't want to be burnt out. That's probably why you're watching this. But I want to say that it is okay for you to take a break. It's okay that you don't feel like doing anything because you've probably put in a lot of effort into doing whatever it is that you've been doing. It may not be something that you enjoy doing, or perhaps it was something you did enjoy doing, but now you don't enjoy it so much as you used to. First, I want to, analyze why does burnout happen? Burnout usually happens when an individual is going after or trying to perform a task and they need to motivate themselves a lot just to complete it, especially if that task is something rather simple or maybe not so simple. And with why burnout happens, well, the thing is that you've probably been doing it for a long time. It's not something, you don't get burnt out on your first try or your first attempt at doing something. It usually happens much later after doing the same thing. So the one thing I would say that I would love for you to do is to just pause right now. Just pause and take a break. Step aside from whatever it is that you're doing or you're trying to motivate yourself to do and force yourself to do, and take a break. You really need it, because obviously if you're burnt out, you have probably overworked yourself to a point where you just don't feel like doing it anymore. And the piece of advice that I would give for people, or for you who are feeling burnt out, is don't force it, really. I've had times in my life where I was burnt out doing a specific thing and I tried forcing it, trying to make myself do it. Obviously, even with deadlines and stuff, it's good to still get it done in time, but forcing myself to do it, especially with something that didn't have a deadline. So for art, for example, I tried to force myself to sketch and to draw and to keep drawing, and of course that is good in of itself, and that's a different topic altogether on continuously doing something even when you don't feel like it. But when it gets to the point of burnout, when it gets to the point of you feeling completely unmotivated to do it, and even unmotivated to do other things as well, the one thing I would say is don't force it, because forcing it only makes it worse. I'm speaking from experience. Forcing yourself to do something that you don't want to do or don't feel like doing in the moment will make it worse. And even with that, it'll definitely make it worse, and you'd hate yourself and the whatever activity you're trying to do even more by forcing it. So I'd say just take a break. Do something else completely, something entirely different. If you can't even muster up the energy to do something entirely different, if you're that burnt out, then take a nap. Really, take a nap. And just don't force it. Really, don't force it. I'm actually pleading with you not to force it, because it really just makes it worse. It does, it really does. And that aside, I have just a few other things that I want to say to you specifically. Just because you're burnt out, just because maybe you require 10 times more motivation to get out of bed, just because all the other tasks that you may seem to have pending or needing to be done in your life are just so hard to do right now, that doesn't make you a loser. It doesn't make you any less of a human being. It doesn't make you any less of yourself. Just because you've had days or just multiple days of just trying to motivate yourself to do something and you just can't seem to do it, and you keep procrastinating and procrastinating and procrastinating, you're not a loser. You're not a failure. You're not broken. You're not somebody that needs some kind of fixing. You're tired. You're burnt out. And that is okay. You will get through this eventually, even though right now it doesn't seem like it. But you will. And I believe in you. And I will say that everybody else here on the channel believes in you too. You got this. Alright, that's just that on that. I'll catch you later.